Welcome back to Doctor Who Makeup. Today I'm going to be doing a wrap-up video for Booktubeathon 2015, only because I am not 100% ready to release my Torchwood tutorials for you. I'm working on a really cool trailer for it right now, and it's not quite ready yet. It will be ready tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. Yesterday ended the Booktubeathon 2015, and if you've been watching my channel for the past week, you know that I participated in it. And what it was to read 7 books in 7 days and partake in the challenges, like the reading challenges, and then there were some online Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube challenges. I think I participated in all of them, at least I hope I did. I am here to review all of the books I read from this past week for you. Super quickly, let's get into this. So the first book I read was 4 by Veronica Roth. I really enjoyed it. I read it in under 4 hours. I'm pretty sure I already said this in my first video talking about it. I liked how it was 4 short stories and they were super quick to get into, and it brought back the Divergent world super quickly. Like, I haven't read it in over a year, and as soon as I opened up the first page and started reading it, I completely remembered everything that was going on in the universe, and I really enjoyed it. The thing I enjoyed most about it was that it was in the perspective of 4, which I really enjoyed reading about. I mean, I like Triss's perspective, but I kind of like his a little bit more because it shows the insides of the different factions, and I really enjoyed reading about all of that. So the second book that I read this week, and it actually turned out to be my favorite one, is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. It is about a girl named Kath, or Cather, which is a really weird name, and her twin sister, his name is Wren, because they share the same name, Catherine. Anyway, it's about her and her twin sister going off to university and finding their own separate lives, and her being able to be a part of a relationship even though she kind of defines herself as a geek and a nerd, and she writes a lot of fan fiction and isn't truly confident in herself. I really enjoyed this book because I love the aspect of the fan fiction that she writes and just her experience within fandom and fan culture, and I loved that. I also really enjoyed how this character was able to develop through the entire novel and to gain more confidence and feel more confident about herself and to be able to assert herself and to live her life the way that she wanted and not to be bossed around by other people. The third book that I read this week was Ellen Blair Fowler's Beneath the Glitter, and I honestly did not like this book. It is a typical teen or young teen romance novel, but I felt as though they were trying to write a perfect novel where everything is so picturesque and perfect in this world, and everything was done with such a grandiloquence about it, and I don't know, I didn't like it. There were certain parts where I was continuously rolling my eyes because I don't know, the characters didn't seem real and everything just seemed super unapproachable. And the way everything was spun around with their lives in Los Angeles, it just felt very artificial. And that is probably why I did not like this book. The fourth book that I read this week was John Green's Looking for Alaska. I really enjoyed this one as well. This has to be maybe my third favorite right after 4. So Fangirl, 4, and then this one. I really like the story. I think I said in my previous book review that I felt like I was reading in John Green's voice, or like I was hearing his voice in my head as I was reading it for like the first 6 pages, and then after that I just completely dropped his voice and started reading it from the character's perspective, and I got into it. I went through it super quickly, and it was a great tale, and I like the pacing of this book. If you're looking for something, it's more of a contemporary novel. It's not really a romance. It's like a mystery adventure contemporary novel. Definitely check it out, and I mean, it's super thin, so it's a really quick read. The 5th book I read this week, I actually don't have with me because I lent it out to my friend Carly, so I hope you're enjoying it, Carly. And it is the 5th book in the Lex series, and it's called Opposition. This series is by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I read the first 4 books in the series for my last Booktubeathon. I honestly didn't like the book. I didn't really like the series either. I guess alien contemporary romance novels are not my thing. I've tried reading other alien books, and it's hard for me to grasp because it also feels so artificial. So, not my thing. Was it a good book? Yes. Would I recommend it? Totally. I mean, I let my friend borrow them, and I hope she enjoys them a lot more than I did. The 6th book that I read this week is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This is the 3rd book in the Mortal Instruments series. It took me so long to read the first 2 that I honestly didn't think I was going to get through this one, being that it's like 550 pages almost. I actually really enjoyed this one. It is not my favorite book. I also like that it was in a different setting other than New York, because I felt like I could create a new like location area and reimagine the entire book, and it felt fresh. That is the one thing I would describe this book as, fresh. And the last book that I read this Booktubeathon was An Abundance of Catherines, also by John Green. The second one that I read this Booktubeathon. Probably my third least favorite book, coming in first least favorite as Alan Blair's book, and then the second one being Opposition. This one, I felt as though something was missing from this book. I felt as though the timeline or the storyline and the plot line just kept dragging out and there was no real climax to it. I felt as though John Green were trying to have a smart, nerdy conversation with the readers through the perspective of a teenage boy, and so he ended up using a lot of footnotes, but honestly, I don't think footnotes aid in a novel. When you want to get through it, you want to continue the story without having to stop every 5 minutes to go down to the bottom of the page to figure out what he's trying to say. Plus, all the stuff about this equation for love that he's trying to find, I just felt that it was just not real and kind of blah. That's how I can describe it, blah. So those are all the books that I read for Booktubeathon 2015. I hope you enjoyed watching my little series. Tomorrow I'm going to be releasing the trailer for my upcoming Torchwood Tutorials series, which will feature 13 videos, one from each episode of the Torchwood first season, and you will see a makeup tutorial from one character. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new trailer, and that's it. Bye!